Picture a stonemason meticulously shaping a block of rough stone, carefully measuring and adjusting each angle and surface until it forms the perfect square. This simple yet profound image captures the essence of the core Masonic teaching: adjust with precision.
The comments, opinions, and views shared during this program are of those individual Freemasons and do not reflect the official position of a Grand Lodge, concordant body, appendant body, Masonic Authority, or craftsmanonline.com.
Welcome to the Daily Masonic Progress Podcast with your host, Right Worshipful Brother Darren Allatt.
In our ceremonies, we're introduced to the square. It's described as an implement which enables the operative Mason to adjust with precision the angles and faces of his work, and thus bring rude matter into due form. But what does it mean to truly adjust with precision? And how does this concept apply to both the operative and the speculative aspects of the craft? Let's unravel the depths of this principle, trace its historical roots, its symbolical meanings, and the practical applications it has both in Masonic life as well as beyond. The concept of adjusting with precision is deeply embedded in the history and traditions of operative Masonry. During the Middle Ages, the skilled stonemasons used tools like the square to precisely cut and shape the stones for the construction of the magnificent cathedrals, the castles, and the other stately edifices that they built. Their exceptional attention to detail and accuracy was renowned, and even the slightest imperfection was not accepted because it could compromise the integrity of the entire structure. For those operative masons, precision was not merely a technical requirement, but it was actually a matter of pride and craftsmanship. The ability to create perfectly squared stones that fit seamlessly together was a testament to their skill and to their dedication. This emphasis on being exact and adhering to high standards would later be carried into Freemasonry that emerged in the 17th and 18th century. The etymology of the terms adjust and precision further underscores the significance in the Masonic tradition. To adjust comes from the Old French ajuster, meaning to make exact, while precision derives from the Latin precisio, a cutting off. And the origins of these words then reflect the importance of accuracy and exactness, not only in Masonry, but as well as in other various fields and trades. In Freemasonry, the square takes on a deeper symbolic meaning well beyond its operative use. It represents the importance of testing, proving, and adjusting one's character and conduct according to the principles of morality and virtue. Just as the operative Mason uses the square to ensure the perfection of his work, the speculative Mason must use the symbolic square to align his thoughts, his words, and his actions with the teachings of the craft. Now, Masonic scholars interpret the admonition or warning to adjust with precision as a call to moral rectitude and self-improvement. It signifies a lifelong process of shaping one's character, constantly checking if one is living up to the standards of truth, integrity, and brotherly love. So then, by making fine adjustments to one's attitudes, our habits, and our behaviors, the Mason then strives to more closely embody the ideals of the craft. And this symbolic use of the square connects the operative and the speculative aspects of Masonry. And it reminds us that the pursuit of perfection in all of our work, in our lives, is a noble and never-ending endeavor. It reflects the Masonic philosophy of progressing from the rough ashlar, an unrefined stone, to the perfect ashlar, a smooth and polished stone fit for the builder's use. And through the application of the Masonic teachings and self-discipline that we get from our Masonic lessons, we can transform ourselves and, of course, improve society for the better. The principle of adjusting with precision has both speculative and operative applications, especially in Masonic life. Speculatively, it refers to the ongoing process of aligning our conduct with Masonic values and using the symbolic tools and teachings of the craft to perfect one's character. But operatively, it means performing our Masonic rituals and ceremonies with exactness, precision, and attention to detail. And in practice, Masons are then encouraged to apply the lessons of the square in their daily lives and interactions through regularly assessing one's thoughts, words, and actions to ensure that they align with the craft's ideals and make small adjustments and improvements each day. This requires setting clear goals and standards for oneself and constantly working towards them with discipline, and dedication. But then in day-to-day situations, the concept of adjusting with precision helps us overcome personal challenges, strengthen relationships, and become better leaders in our community and our work. So by using the square as a symbol and a reminder to act with integrity, compassion, and self-control, we then as Masons strive to make positive differences in the different environments and the different settings that we're engaged in. See, the Masonic concept of adjusting with precision also finds parallels and resonance in various philosophical traditions and framework. For example, in Aristotelian virtue ethics, that precision is seen as essential to the consistent practice and cultivation of moral virtues. So just as the Mason must use the square with exactness and regularity, the virtuous person must apply the moral principles with care and consistency in order to develop character. And then there is Stoic philosophy, which also emphasizes the importance of discipline and self-control and the perfection of reason. Ideas that align closely with the Masonic pursuit of self-improvement and the application of wisdom. The Stoics, like the ideal Masons that we strive to be, live in accordance with the universal principles of truth and morality and constantly refine their character through study, reflection, and virtuous action. You also have Immanuel Kant's categorical imperative, which states that one should act only according to the principles that could become universal laws. And this echoes the Masonic ideal that adhering to high moral standards in both personal conduct and public life is absolutely essential. So then by adjusting with precision according to the square of virtue, as Masons we aim to exemplify ethical principles that serve as the model for all of humanity. Now, these philosophical connections underscore the enduring relevance and value of our Masonic teachings, and they draw upon ancient wisdom and traditions while offering practical guidance for living a good and meaningful life. So then by studying and applying these principles with diligence and precision, as Masons, we can cultivate virtue, contribute to the betterment of society, and find a sense of purpose and fulfillment. So as we then reflect on the rich history and symbolism of the square, it's clear that the principle of adjusting with precision holds timeless wisdom and value. However, it's also important to consider how this ancient teaching can be adapted and applied in the context of our rapidly changing world. One area where the lessons of the square can be particularly relevant is in the realm of digital communication and online interactions. In the age of social media, instant messaging, and virtual communities, it's more important than ever to promote precision and accuracy, as well as integrity in our online presence. By applying the Masonic principles of truthfulness, respect, and responsible conduct, we can help create a more positive and constructive digital environment. Another potential application for adjusting with precision in the modern age is in the area of personal and professional development. In the fast-paced and competitive world, the ability to set clear goals, maintain high standards, and continuously refine one's skills and knowledge is essential for success and fulfillment. So then by using the square as a symbol of excellence and discipline, we can approach our work and personal growth with a spirit of craftsmanship and dedication. As Masonry itself then evolves and adapts to the changing times, there may also be opportunities to apply the principle of adjusting with precision in new and progressive ways within the craft. For example, lodges may explore ways to incorporate virtual meetings or online education while still maintaining the precision and meaning of traditional rituals. Now, this doesn't mean throwing out all of our ancient usages and established customs, but rather at looking at ways that we can find balance between the two. And then by carefully balancing these innovations or progression with adherence to our ancient requirements, as Masons, we can ensure the timeless teachings of the craft remain relevant and accessible to future generations. Now, the Masonic concept of adjusting with precision represents a powerful tool for personal transformation and, of course, the pursuit of a life well lived. So by applying the lessons of the square in both our Masonic journeys as well as our daily lives, we can shape our character and our world with intention, skill, and virtue. So then, as we strive to align ourselves with the highest ideals that the craft teach, let us remember that the process of self-improvement is an ongoing one. It requires patience, it requires perseverance, and a commitment to lifelong learning. And just as the operative Mason must continually refine his technique and test his work against the square, then so too must we regularly assess our progress and make necessary adjustments to stay true to our moral compass. In our world, it often seems chaotic and uncertain, so the square stands as a beacon of stability, order, and truth. And by following its guidance and adjusting with precision, we can navigate the challenges of life with integrity, wisdom, and grace. And as we work to perfect ourselves and contribute to the betterment of society, let's take inspiration from the generations of Masons who have gone before us and have left a legacy of excellence and service. Let's take up our working tools of the craft with a renewed dedication and purpose. We should be ever striving to bring our lives and our world into due form and according to the divine plan. May the light of the square guide us on our journey as we labour to build a future of harmony, compassion, and brotherly love. So mote it be.
This has been the Daily Masonic Progress Podcast. If you've enjoyed this episode, make sure you follow us on Spotify or subscribe on Apple Podcasts. The Daily Masonic Progress Podcast is available on all streaming platforms with new episodes every week.